All right, so let's take a look at another shape here, and that is a cube. Now, you may kind of already know what a cube is, but again, we're talking about squares, okay, as such. And now we have a 3D shape that is made up of 6 squares. It has 6 even sides to there, and it is now a 3D shape. It's a volume. It's no longer a area. I mean, there is area to it as well. There's surface area, but we have a volume to it now. If we want to find the volume of this cube, we know that each side, again, has a length of b. We're going to call it our base. And so if we want to find the volume of that, we do volume is equal to length times width times height. Again, them all being the same, we can do it b times b times b, which is b cubed. Okay, so if we want to find the volume of something, here, what we need to do is just do length times width times height. Now, let's say I gave you the volume of this cube, and let's say it was 216 meters cubed, okay, we could find the length of the side by taking the cube root of that. So if we took what's called the cube root, 216 meters cubed, okay, and now cube root on your calculator is, now depending on your calculator, mine I have a little thing just above the square root. It's maybe a little bit tough to see. Let's see if we can just zoom in there. There, you might be able to see it. Okay, there's cube root right there. Okay, I have it as a second function. You might not. You might have, let's see if we can find, I have this one right here. See if I can slide it over a little bit. I have an X root button. Okay, so there's an X root button. I'm going to use that X root button, and I'd like you to practice it a little bit because it'd be nice to have some knowledge of how to use that as we go. So with mine here, I do 3, and then I do root 216. So that's the cube root of a number, and now I get 6. Okay, so I got 6 meters. So that is the cube root of 216. Now again, if we do that backwards, 6 cubed, or 6 to the power of 3, is 216. Okay, so it works back and forth that way. Now, a perfect cube is a number whose cube root is a natural number. 216 is a perfect cube. 1 is a perfect cube because that's 1 cubed. 8 is 2 cubed, or 2 times 2 times 2. So 8 is a perfect one. We have 27, which is 3 cubed. 64, which is 4 cubed. And then there's a whole bunch more, and we're going to go through the first, what I have, 12 there. Okay. Now, cubes aren't quite as common as squares, and so even I don't necessarily memorize them all here. So if we go through and we find them, oh, that one I should have known already. 7 cubed is 343. 8 cubed is 512. 9 cubed is 729. 10 cubed, that one's fairly straightforward again, that's 1000. And then 11 cubed, you'll be able to still see that, 1331. And finally 12 cubed is 1728. So these are our first 12 perfect cubes. Okay, now again, a perfect cube means that if we take the cube root of it, we're going to come up with it's a nice natural number. And again, remember those are numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Try out a couple of these. Try taking the cube root. You should again get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get that. Make sure you understand how to use your calculator. Again, I could do my cube root button, which is just shift and then square root. Some of you might have that as well. Some of you might have a cube root somewhere. Some of you might not. And then you need to do the X. For me, I need to do 3 and then the root button, and then plug in my number, and I come up with that. Some of you might have to do something a little different. Some of you might have to do the number, and then this root button, and then 3. That might be as well. Give it a shot. Give it a try. You might have to do a little bit of Googling, or you can always send me a message to figure out how to do yours. Okay. So to determine if something is a perfect cube, let's take a look here. 3400. Again, I just shut my calculator off. 3 root 3400. This gives us a decimal. So the cube root of 3400 gives us 15.0, well, 3 and then a whole bunch more decimals. So this is not a cube root, or not a perfect cube. 12,000. Now I'll use the other one. I'll use the cube root one on my calculator. Again, some of you might have that. This gives us a perfect number or a non-decimal number. So if we do this one here, cube root of 12,167 is equal to 23, meaning that this is a perfect cube. And let's try one more there. A little bit tough to see on my calculator. So we got 3, and then root 91125, and this gives us 45. So cube root of 91125 is equal to 45. So this is also a perfect cube. Now, yeah.